7 hours we were in there, and I was green in the face because he never opened the door or any of the windows, and he was chain smoking the entire time. And I wrote this sort of document. It was essentially like the longest monologue you ever had in a movie. It was like a 9-page monologue of Vince's
just to give you a sense, like it wasn't any longer than the scene that Angie has with Michelle.
It was the exact
with Jasmine.
Yeah, it was the exact same length. And I walked into you, and remember we riffed some of the lines in front of you, and he played them, and I handed somebody like this 16-page monologue, and everybody was like, I don't know what movie this is going to be in, but it's certainly not going to fit into our movie. And then you just turned the camera on and let him go. And Brad was a little bit deer in headlights in that scene because he was expecting us to shoot three lines.
First of all, Brad and I had been shooting the other scene for the entire day, and then we get over there, and Vince has these monstrously long monologues, and Brad still has the same 3 lines of dialogue.
And his lines are like, I can't believe it. She tried to run me over with a car. It's unbelievable. I mean, it's literally like he's responding to these like 5-minute diatribes about how 14-year-old girls are the most dangerous thing on the planet. I mean, that's not in the movie, but that's one thing. He goes off in this whole thing about Samson and Delilah, and I mean, these endless, insane rants that were the funniest things I've ever heard. And he created this whole backstory about how he was dating a 17-year-old girl, and they had so much in common, and he helped her.
Dazzled her jean
jacket. That was the best line he ever came up. That would have been the best line in the movie. He said, "We have a lot in common. I helped her bedazzle her jean jacket. We played video games." I mean, he actually came up with the idea as well that he lives with his mother. That wasn't in the original script. That was something that Vince came up with.
Yeah, because originally my idea for him was he was a cautionary tale for John. Because again, this is the grammar of a romantic comedy, and this is what could happen to John. This is the stakes of the movie. You could end up like Vince.
Yeah.
That's why it's not an action movie. It's a romantic comedy, and that for Vince, he was divorced, and I really was more interested in that this maybe was the house he lived in with his wife, but she's moved out. Now it's just become kind of a shithole. But Vince obviously came to this whole idea with his mother, and
it just sort of kept spiraling as he kept playing. And I remember that day was, I think, a 19-hour day. We were there in the middle of nowhere until 5 in the morning. I remember Lucas Foster drove me home, and I was so afraid we were going to get in an accident because he was so exhausted he could barely keep his eyes open.